Hi everyone, what's going on? It's your girl LT here, child-free Black woman, and I have an amazing guest with me today. I have Miss Melina Rincon. She is from California, but she's currently in Mexico, and she has agreed to be here on my YouTube channel. And she's going to discuss with us how being a child-free Mexican woman has really impacted her in her community and also in her culture. And how I reached out to Melina was that I found her on Instagram. I found her because I'm also following other child-free content creators as well, and her page was recommended to me to follow. So I've been following her probably for the past few months now, and she's just an amazing human being. She's so sweet. I enjoy talking to her. So Melina, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for reaching me out. This is my very first interview, so I'm excited. I'm nervous too.
Don't be nervous. Yes, so we're gonna have a great time, and I truly appreciate you joining us because I kind of opened up my YouTube channel and also my content to really discuss being child free with other cultures. So I really have enjoyed learning different things about different cultures and your upbringing, and also how being child free has impacted you all. So I just really truly appreciate your time. So we can go ahead and get started with a question. So I guess we can say, as a child-free, I don't know, child-free Latina or child-free Mexican woman, I don't know how you want to say that for yourself, but how has life been for you being a child-free woman overall?
You know, it has been pretty good. Better than I could have expected as Mexican child-free woman. I consider myself a successful woman. I have done most of the things I wanted to do. I'm very happy with my lifestyle, and I do have the life that I want because I'm child-free. So
That's
yeah.
so cool. So, okay, so all the people that I've really talked to about being child free, it's always been some kind of circumstance for people. So whether they maybe had a rough childhood, maybe their parents weren't really the best parents to be around, so they thought that maybe being child free would be the best circumstance for their lifestyle. So why did you opt out of parenthood overall?
Well, since I was child, I knew that I didn't want to have kids. I used to say that because in in my family, it's a very big Mexican family. You know, cousins, aunties, uncles, and like babies around was very common. You know, all the times my cousins became parents, and now my nephews are becoming parents too. And all the time people were like, or my family were like, oh, someday you're gonna have kids, someday. And I knew I didn't want. I used to say, no, I'm not gonna have. So there's not like a specific reason. It's just like I don't have that motherhood gene, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think that maybe any of your childhood experiences or maybe your parents' actions also influenced your decision?
Maybe because my mother was single mother, so she struggles a lot.
Okay.
So, but it's not like the main reason. I just learned about parenthood that means like struggling, doing sacrifices, and maybe that makes me also take this decision. Um, but the main reason is just like I don't want to have kids.
Okay. Okay. So when you tell people that you don't have kids, whether you talk to your family or friends, colleagues, or anybody else, what is the most common reaction or comment that you get when people find out that you're child free?
Nowadays, it's very positive.
Okay.
People like that edition, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, nowadays it's pretty positive.
Uh-huh.
The responses or reactions are like, oh, that's good, you are very lucky, don't change your mind, don't have kids, I'm glad for you. Because still, like some years ago, people was like more negative, asking why not, why you don't want to have kids, you are going to change your mind. And now people, it's like more open to the existence of child free people.
Mhm. Yeah, and one thing I've noticed, because I live in Florida, so I come across a lot of, in the Latin community, Latin culture. Is very big here in Florida. So I come across a lot of Latinos and Latinas here, and I talk to them mostly about their upbringing, and some of them that don't have any kids. And I can only speak for myself as a Black woman being in the Black community here, how we are. We're very family oriented as well. So I just see a lot of, having people being the people in our community that are such family influenced, and they're like, okay, well, it's kind of odd to come across a person who was like very firm in their decision about not having children. So that's why I wanted to definitely talk to other minority groups and just discuss that with them, because just being from different cultures, I see a lot of similarities and I see a lot of differences too. But I like to talk about how being child free has impacted both in our community. So I'm so thankful that I'm glad that you're experiencing some positive feedback from people, because I know there's some people that out there that can be like so negative about it, like, oh well, who's gonna care for you when you're older, or why aren't you giving your parents grandkids and things like that. So it's very refreshing to come across people who have been having some positive insights from other people. So I think people see that stuff that's going on nowadays, how the world is and everything like that, how the cost of living and everything is going up nowadays with everything. So it's so nice and refreshing that people are having more of a positive, having some positive messages and feedbacks to child-free people. So do you have
totally.
do you have any child-free friends or relatives that you have these type of conversations with too?
Well, I will say they are childless, maybe not child-free. I have relatives and friends that they are open to change their mind about having kids, or maybe for due life circumstances they haven't had kids. But what I know is that they enjoy being child-free so far.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend that it's like, I mean, she said, I'm not child-free, but I'm not looking also for having a kid right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy, but I might have a kid in the future.
Okay.
So she's like open to change her mind, but she's doing well right now that she's childless.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So, do you think that people are aware that parenthood is a choice? Like, I'm seeing stuff online mostly, because sometimes when I do on my YouTube channel, I have a segment that I do parents who regret having kids. And to me, it just seems like a lot of people don't really think that parenthood is a choice, because they see stuff online, maybe stuff on social media about people who have this perfect life with this perfect child. And they're like, oh, I want a kid so bad because so and so has a perfect life with a kid. So it's like, people don't like. I wanted to see, like, what is your thoughts about? Do you think that people realize that parenthood is a choice nowadays?
Nowadays, it is. Yeah, I mean, nowadays people is aware.
Mm-hmm.
Edition. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think people it's more aware about that.
Mm-hmm.
Parenthood was like a must,
Mm-hmm.
like a part of our fate. Like you have to have kids because it's part of the life, because it's a life law. But nowadays, I think people is more open to see parenthood as a choice. And like I told you before, now people is more open about the existence of child-free people. It's more positive when you met somebody that is child-free, and maybe you are not child-free, but the person is open to say, oh, that's good for you, or I don't know. It's like it's not like too negative now. I'm gonna say it again.
No, I know what you mean. I know
Yeah,
what you mean. So, okay,
yeah.
so how do you feel or react when loved ones announce that they're expecting? Like, if you have a family member who just announced their pregnancy, how do you feel about that?
If they, if I, something that they were looking for, I feel happy. Why? Because it's very nice. I love that feeling when your dream come true. When you achieve a goal, that's the feeling. That feeling that you feel, it's amazing. So I feel happy for them. But if it is something that they were not looking for,
Mhm.
I feel sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it's a big commitment. It's a bit, and it's a for life commitment also.
Oh yeah, for sure. I see some previous friends of mine that I had. Sometimes they'll come to me about their situations, whether it's a financial hardship or maybe they're struggling with their relationship or their marriage, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, whoops, we decided to have a baby. I'm like, that's going to be some more added stress to you, into your life, into
Mhm.
your finances, especially, and relationships. So it's like, I don't know why people think that having a kid is like putting a bandage on a wound that is never going to heal until you take care of it first. And it's crazy how people think that having a kid is just going to automatically fix all their problems. And it's like, no, it's going to probably add more to it. So now you have to deal with
No.
the added stress and everything else to deal with it. But I just like, you know what, congratulations and best of luck to you with that. So that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, I've always had comments on my channel about people always talk about regret, that we're always going to regret our decision. So are you worried that you may one day regret your decision about being child free?
Not at all. The only thing I'm worried now is about my life projects and
Mhm.
my cats
Okay.
and my mom.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing right now that is important to me, to achieve my goals,
Mhm.
to be healthy, to be with my mom, spending time with my mom, with my cats, and the rest of my family, like uncles, aunties. Here in Mexico, it's very common to gather all
Mhm.
together. And
Mhm.
actually, 3 years ago, I moved to the US. I was living there for 3 years. I was like my own, and I was very lonely, so I came back to Mexico to
Okay.
spend time with my mom, to my family, because I'm by myself. So, and I like it. I like to be child free, marriage free, but I was like, my life was kind of empty, you know. So I moved back here to be with my family, because it's the best gift I can have now, like to have my family with me.
Okay, okay. So now you just mentioned that you are marriage free. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So, what led you to be, I don't know if I should use anti-marriage or I mean marriage free if you want to use that instead, but did anything kind of happen to you to where you're like, okay, well, I definitely don't think that marriage is for me, or have you seen other married couples maybe go through something and you think that maybe it's not going to work out for you, or what is your mindset now with marriage?
It's because I'm free. I'm a free spirit, and I don't like commitment. I don't like to be attached to somebody or to some place. I'm very dynamic. I like to be moving. You know, like I told you, I moved to the US and then I moved back. And I was working in Alaska for uh, for like 6 seasons. The job there is seasonal, so I like that freedom that I can do with my life whatever I want.
Mhm.
So that's the main reason I don't want to be married, because I know a husband also is like a commitment. You know, it's like you have to follow him because maybe he doesn't want to follow you, and I don't want to be attached to that. I just want to be free and to put on all my energy in my life, not in somebody's life. Like for me, a husband is gonna be like a kid, like to having a kid. You know, like you are committed, you have to be there. You know, like support, focus on your kid or your husband. You know, and I don't want that. I want to be focused just on my life and my goals.
Okay, and so does that mean like you're not dating either? Like you're just strictly like the single life is more for you too? Is that the case as well?
Well, dating for me is just that, like dating, like go to the movies, eat something, having sex, kiss each other, and that's it.
Okay, okay. So you definitely a free spirit, free spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, okay, so we can actually go back to a parent question as well, because I know you mentioned earlier about with your mom and everything. So did your mom or anybody else in your family, did they get any kind of pressure from you as far as getting the reason okay, I'm sorry. So did your parents get any pressure from not having grandkids from you is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if you have any siblings, if they have any kids, or if you're an only child, but can you talk a little bit about that? Like, have they received any kind of pressure from not having grandkids from you?
You know, I'm single child actually.
Oh, you are
I'm
single. Okay,
single.
so you're the only child. Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten any pressure, you know, and I didn't realize about that because, like I told you, I'm child-free and Mexican. And when you asked me about that interview and I saw the questions, I said, oh, wow, I haven't gotten any pressure from my family or mom. Maybe because they know me, they know my lifestyle, they know that I like to travel, that I like to go here, to go there. And I have a friend, I remember that he used to call me and he was like, hey, let's go to Tijuana, San Diego. I live in Baja, right below California.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, I'm leaving, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, you know. And they my family know that I'm like that kind of person. So for them, it's not like a surprise that I don't want to have kids. Maybe if I change my mind, they are gonna be surprised.
Oh yeah.
Because they know I'm not like to that person that is made to have kids. So I haven't gotten any pressure from them. I mean, and also my mom supports me a lot. She supports me a lot. She's like, if you don't want to have kids, don't have it. Go for your dreams, go for your goals, and I just want you to be happy. That's it.
Oh, that's so awesome. That is so nice to have that extra support, because
Yeah.
I actually have a few child-free friends as well that their parents don't really support their lifestyle. Like, they're just begging for grandkids. I'm like, unless you want me to pop out some kids and you're going to take care of it, then that's going to be on you. Like, don't expect me to take care of this kid for 18 years.
Yeah.
No. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have in the child-free community, of course, I'm sure you've probably come across some stereotypes that maybe you don't fit in. So I personally have heard stuff about the child-free community that we're selfish, that we hate kids, that we may have, a lot of pets in our house. We have a lot of plants that we have to take care of instead of children. So is there a certain child-free stereotype that you feel that you don't fit in?
I don't fit, but I would like to fit in the woman that it's always dressed up with the makeup, the hair done,
Yeah, always put together.
Yeah, the very nice outfit. I'm very lazy for that, honestly. I like to sleep. That's another reason I don't want to have kids, because I like to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't fit in that stereotype. I'm trying to. I'm working on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sleeping is definitely a positive. Like, getting me up at 2 o'clock in the morning to change your diaper, no thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah.
So another question about your child-free, I guess, dating, or the guys that you come in contact with. So is it hard finding a child-free, not really a partner for you, but is it hard to find child-free men who are kind of on the same page as you?
Well, here in Mexico, I think it's hard. Like, maybe like child-free, like I don't want to have kids, like a man who has the decision, or who has taken the decision about not having kids. I think it's hard. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you might find a childless partner, but child-free, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I know here in my community in Mexico, I'm not the only child-free, but I think I'm a few of them. They don't consider themselves like child-free. They consider themselves like, oh, I'm childless. I don't want to have kids now, but in the future, I would like to. So here in Mexico, I think it's hard to find a child-free partner.
Yeah. So even when you were back in the States, was it hard for you finding a partner there too? When you were in California, I think you said?
I was living in Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah, but yeah, I think the same. And also, I think that people not even know about this term, that child-free, like, because child-free is when you take the decision, and childless is when you don't have, for some circumstances, but you want to have. So child-free as such, I think it was difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's really hard to find child-free partners. I guess depending on where you live in. You may come across people who are even childless by choice, or they're child-free by circumstance. Maybe they're child-free because they were open to children, but for some reason they just can't have them for whatever reason. So now they're like, okay, well, now I'm child-free. So I think depending on where you stay, it could be difficult to have to find a child-free partner. But that's why I think a lot of people need to be open to relocating if they're able to, if they can find a better city to live in. So hopefully open their options when it comes to finding a child-free partner if they're open to that. But yeah, sometimes, like I said, depending on where you live, it could be a little difficult. So so have you ever faced any kind of discrimination being child-free in the workplace? Because I've actually had a TikTok video that I saw about a lady that because one of her colleagues had asked her to take time off because she wanted to take her kids to Disney World. And she was like, hey, can you exchange, your PTO with me, or can you trade time off with me? And the girl was like, no, I've already requested my time off. I'm going to fly to see my family. I can't get this money back if I decide to cancel this trip. And I guess the coworker got a little upset about that. But I'm like, oh, well, you should have been more planning in advance. Like, why are you upset over a colleague when you are trying to plan stuff in the last minute? But anyway, I just wanted to see, I'm not sure what field you're in right now, but have you ever faced any kind of discrimination being child-free at work?
Actually, not at all. Actually, it has been a plus for me to be hired, to have the availability to work any schedule, to back up. I have faced abuse because I have no kids, so people, or my managers were like, oh, can you back up your co-worker? And all the time I was able to do it, but it happened to me once that I need to be back up and nobody was able to back me up. So I felt like really bad, like all the time I was supporting them, and when I needed, anybody supports me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've definitely experienced that too. Because I think they feel that because you don't have the responsibility of taking care of the kid as far as leaving early or coming in late, things like that, they feel that you have all this free time, which if you do, that's great. But at the same time, it's like we also have a life outside of work too that we need to attend to, whether it's taking care of other relatives or any obligations that we may have outside of work. So it's like sometimes I feel that companies definitely like to take advantage of child-free people. So I think they kind of cater a lot more to parents than they do with child-free people. But I'll be damned if somebody asks me to give up my vacation that I planned months in advance because they decide to take a little Disney last minute. I'm not doing that. Don't ask me.
Yeah, I mean, no more.
Yeah. Do you actively encourage the people around you to think about their reproductive choices?
Something, I do that with my nieces. I mean, I like to tell them to take the decision or to have kids in the correct time. What I mean with this, if they are planning to go to college, I like to let them know that college and kids is not like a great combination. I know that because when I was in the university, I had classmates with kids, and it was very difficult for them, like to be on time for classes. So all the time I'm trying to encourage my nieces to do what they really want to do. If they want to have kids, okay, but you have to wait until the perfect time or moment. If you don't want to have kids, don't have them. There's nothing wrong. If you don't feel sure about the decision, don't do it yet. You gotta do it until you feel like you really want to do it, to take that step.
Absolutely, for sure. So one of the questions I'm sure a lot of child-free people get is, are you worried about who's going to take care of you when you're older? So I guess people don't realize that some people do take the necessary steps and they do think about the future and plan better. But are you one of those people that are worried about who's going to take care of you when you're older? And what steps are you trying to take right now to make sure that that's not going to be an issue for you down the road?
Something I did it like a few months ago. I was talking with my mom about that because, like I told you, it's just my mom and I. I have no siblings, no father, and I did it like 3 months ago. But that thought make me be more on my present. So I want to be present. I don't want to be worried about what is going to happen in the future, in a far and distant future. So now I'm not concerned about that anymore. I just want to be on the present. Anything can happen. Maybe I'm gonna pass away young. I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Hopefully not.
Right.
Something. I have a lot of nephews, goddaughters, godsons. So anything could happen. So I'm not worried about that anymore. I want to be on the present. But yes, I did it. Like I told you, like 3 months ago. But now it's no issue for me. I'm gonna be in my present and continue with my life. Anything can happen
Oh yeah, for
in the
sure.
future.
For sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I have that mindset too right now to really be in the present and just appreciate the time that I have now, because there's no guarantee that we're going to even reach old age. God forbid it happens that I die at a young age, but hopefully I have another 50, 60 years to go. But, you never know
Exactly.
nowadays.
Exactly. Yeah.
But definitely try to plan ahead, whether it's definitely being wiser with my money, making sure that I have a nice saving, a nice nest egg. If I can afford somebody to come care for me in my old age, then I definitely would do that. But I definitely want to make sure that for child-free people, because we don't have that. I don't know if it's a luxury, but I mean, it's not really a guarantee though, but that if you do have a child, that child will take care of you, because God forbid, like you mentioned, if that child passes away before you, or if you have a falling out with that child, you can have a falling out with that
Exactly.
if that child doesn't want to take care of you, period. Because I mean, how many people are coming across saying, "Hey, I'm quit to putting you in a nursing home." Like, there's no guarantees that kids will take care of you. So
Exactly.
I think whether you are a parent or whether you are child free, it's always nice to have that nest egg and make sure that you have your money saved to where if anything were to happen, that if somebody needs to come in and take care of you and do that, then that'll be an option too. So and this is the last question. So, what is the best part about being child-free for you? I know you mentioned about the freedom and everything, but is there something really specific that you just like, thank God I have no kids right now?
To do whatever I want, whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I had a friend that he used to call me, hey, let's go to San Diego right now, get ready, I'm gonna pick you up. And I was like, oh yeah, give me just, I don't know, 30 minutes to get ready. And that moment makes me like, oh, thanks God I don't have kids, because
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want. And like I told you before, I moved to the US, and one day I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to move back to Mexico. And I did it. Like not planning ahead something. Because when you have kids, I think you have to planning ahead, like, oh, because my kids, because the school, because the routine and this and that. So when you don't have kids, you can just do it whenever you want, whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the freedom.
That's the best part for me.
Yeah, the freedom just to do whatever you want. And like you said, if you ever need to get up and go, you can do that. If you ever want to move and relocate, you can do that. You don't have a kid to fall back on and be like, I can't move or I can't do this right now because who's going to take care of my child or all that kind of situation. So I'm like, I just don't want to be tied down to no kid for 18 plus years. Like, I don't want to do that. If I'm ready to get up and go somewhere and travel, if I want to get up and move and relocate somewhere, I can do that without any hesitation. So I just love having the flexibility with everything, with my time, my money, my energy, just everything. Just the flexibility is so worth it to me to not have a child. So I think honestly, the child-free lifestyle is probably the best lifestyle to be in. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that flexibility is just so awesome to have. So okay, Melina, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. I'm so happy that I reached out to you on Instagram, and just thank you for being a part of this channel. So is there anything right now that you I'm going to allow this time for you to shine, so if there's anything that you want to promote, if you have anything upcoming events or anything you're doing right now that you want to promote, this is now your time to do that.
Well, I would like to promote my merch. I have this beautiful, cozy and warm crew neck.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, with a unique and original front and back design.
Yes.
I am on Etsy, so I hope you can share the link for the product on the description box. It's on Etsy. You can find it as child-free crew neck shimmer print. Anyways, I'm gonna give you the link. And also, if you want to follow me on my social medias, well, I have my child-free Instagram. I'm not very on that account, but I have my personal Instagram account. It's Mexicali Rose. So if you want to follow me.
Yes, absolutely. I'll make sure I put all your information in the description box. So your IG, your link for everything for your merchandise. I'm gonna get that sweater. I'm gonna get that shirt there for sure, for sure.
Thank
So
you.
be sure to send me the link, and I'll make sure I put it in the description box so everybody can go on there. So Melina,
Thank
thank you
you.
again for your time. Like I said, I'm gonna make sure that this video gets posted. It's gonna be hopefully sometime this evening. I want to make sure this video goes up so people can enjoy it.
Great.
And so yeah, so I just want to say thank you again. So thank you to everybody who's watching, you know, child-free Black woman here. Thank you again to Melina. And if you guys like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to comment on the video, please do so. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this video. Follow Melina on her social medias as well. I'm going to go ahead and put the information for her in the description box. So if you want to reach out to me, I'm also on Instagram, ChildFreeBW. If you want to reach out to me and be a part of my child-free interview, please send me an email at childfreeblackwoman@yahoo.com. So guys, thank you guys once again for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Bye guys.